My name's Kissell. I'm the Emergency Management Director here in Ludlow. I'm also a firefighter on the Ludlow Fire Department and the Plymouth Fire Department. So prior to July 10th, there was a microburst and there was a flood in Plymouth. So we were up there helping people up there. This Sunday afternoon, which was July 9th, we were watching the weather, anticipating that this was going to be a pretty heavy storm coming. So we went door to door to residents in low-lying areas to let them know that they should put a bag together. We may be coming early in the morning, it could be 3 o'clock in the morning, knocking on your door to evacuate you. So we spent some time doing that on Sunday afternoon. I got up at 1 o'clock on Monday morning, because it was my first 2 months in the role as the Emergency Management Director. So I was anxious and I wanted to be sure I got up and was doing what I should. We went into town. We got a call very early by the fire station. We toned for all manpower to come because we knew it was going to be busy. Water was starting to flood just prior to the fire department on the road. So everybody got to the fire station. A few people went to a call that came up on Kissell Mountain. I was blocking traffic coming into town because we didn't want people driving by the fire station and driving through the water-covered roads. So the first couple hours was doing traffic control. Then we got called to Black River Mobile Home Court where we were doing evacuations. Yep, getting people out of there. Then I immediately opened the shelter so people could go over there who were leaving their homes. We had a busy day. There were 18 fire calls that day from people who were trapped in or on their vehicles. You probably have seen on the news the gentleman who was on a box truck down by the timber inn. He was there for a while. I could not go on as many calls as I wanted because we opened up the emergency. We have a command post, if you will, and that's at the police station where department heads, the ambulance, police, myself, and the fire chief, we stay stationary there to communicate and talk about what's going on in town. Calls were coming in. We were throughout the day notifying people of the roads that were closed, urging people to stay home and not go out because the department was rescuing people who were driving around, kind of wanted to see what was going on, which I get is exciting, but you just never know what's going to happen. But that was the day before and the day of and the morning of that we were doing that. 9 of us could not get home as far as we couldn't get back to the fire station and get our vehicles, so we had to sleep at the police station that night on the floor. So we were able to get our vehicles the next day and get home at the end of the day. But the water was too high on 103 just past the fire station and we couldn't get access to get home.
Is there anything you're still doing, like about the flood or related to the flood?
Yes, there is. For probably 5 or 6 weeks, there were a lot of calls and correspondence. There was a lot of calls about water test kits, people's wells, where they can bring resources, where they can drop off donations. People had questions about the roads, the culverts. I was kind of a conduit where I filtered information to certain people or certain departments. Right now, there's a committee that's being formed. It's Black River Resources. We're trying to come up with a name, but it's members of like Cavendish, Proctorsville, Ludlow, Mount Holly, and Plymouth, where we're meeting once a month talking about what we can do to help and prevent future incidents. Unfortunately, flooding is never going to be eliminated. We live in an area where everything is kind of downhill from the mountains and stuff, and water is just going to continue to flow. So we're also working on, myself as the emergency management director and department heads, working on policies and procedures, how to, when we evacuate, we learn some things with this incident. There's a lot of things on the agenda with regard to the dams that you guys are probably hearing a lot about. That was one of my biggest concerns when I took this job in May. The 4 site dams that we have based on the USDA's last inspections of those, and their concern on them because of the age and the risk of what they thought. So I actually just got in the mail today the overlay of, what would happen if the dam was to breach and the specifics of where it would go. So those are things that we're working on now. How would we evacuate? What would we do? So everybody's on the same page, but it's not just something you can do in 5 minutes. It's so many people are involved, and how do we make it and keep it safe? Because we're not going to eliminate flood. We just need to make sure life safety and everybody is where they should be to be safe.
What would you like the community to know about the past one?
My big thing for me is having people shelter in place. I think we could put more information out there, which is what we're working on doing. I want people in town to be active in the community. Know what's going on, check the website, the town office, to know what the meetings are going to be about, get involved. There was a public information meeting earlier this year. The USDA came and they presented the information on the 4 site dams that we had. Only 5 people showed up to that. To me, the whole town should have been there to know what the risks were. I think people need to know what's going on and not, they just need to know what's going on. They need to get involved and stay on top of it and ask questions. So I'm hoping in the next month or 2, maybe we can do, a Q&A session at a select board meeting.
Nice.
That was the whole thing of getting the information with regard to the site dams and how the maps look. I just picked them up in the mail. I haven't had a chance to look at them, but we'll be talking with Brendan, town manager, and fire chief, and everybody to look at those and come up with a plan. Made it out okay.
So we want to say thank you, right?
Thank you.
Yes.